60, 59, 58, 57, 56, 55, 54, 53, 52, 51, 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, 44, 43, 42, 41, 40, 39, 38, 37, 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm John.
I'm Nancy.
And we are
j&ntravels.
Travels. Well, we're finally back from the dreaded hot south, right? Well, I guess
Dreaded. It was lovely.
And we came back to some very cool weather. Let's put it that way.
It wasn't too hot because, it started. I don't think we might have hit 90 a couple of days, but most of the time it was in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah. Down there it was fantastic. Up here it's been a little cooler.
Yeah.
This is our first time we've done anything after 8 o'clock at night.
Yep.
And we decided just to come on and kind of give a synopsis of our 4 months of snowbirding. Both out of curiosity and interest. People have asked us a lot of questions, and also maybe for people planning on doing the same thing, they'll get some kind of ideas from it, right? So that's what we plan on doing. So first, we'll go through a summary through our 2024 snowbirding. Okay. We'll touch on most of the things we did during the 4 months. We'll be doing this discussion. I didn't know if I should do it by category or chronological order, so I decided to set it up in chronological order. So this basically kind of tells our whole journey from when we left in December to we returned at the end of April. And hopefully this can help some of you guys out.
This was the longest that we stayed. We stayed just about 4 months.
Yeah, and there's a reason for that, which we'll discuss when we get to that area. All the things discussed in this video, plus a lot more, are on our video. So if there's something here that you'd like to see more video or pictures of, or get more information, keep an eye open for when we do our thumbnails for the videos when they come up. So let us, I guess I should throw one more thing out here since we just got back. Please check out our J&N Travels Facebook page. We've been getting a lot of views on that lately. We just put up a new Mickey Mouse picture today.
Yeah, check it out.
And if you're new to this channel, either on watching it on replay or watching this live, please subscribe to this channel and ring the bell for future notifications. So I guess the outline to start with, Nancy, is when we left. So we packed up our tree on Christmas night, correct? 25th.
We did. We packed up our tree on Christmas night. It was the first time we've had a tree because the past 2 years we did not have one. But I insisted we have one, and we did. We put a Christmas tree up, and we took it down on Christmas night.
The kids went home early, so we started taking it down. And that enabled us to leave on the 27th, 2 days later.
Right. We were all packed up and cleaned the house, had everything organized. We're all ready to go on the 27th.
We arrived in Florida on the 29th, and we'll get to this in chronological order because we're technically 29th, 33 days before we're supposed to check into our Airbnb.
Yeah.
All of our lodging, except for the first 3 nights, was done through Airbnb. So, okay. So we drove down. Our way of driving down is we don't like to stop on the way down because we feel we'd rather get down there and get into a nice hotel in warm weather, right?
Right.
So we drove down and we first stopped in, well, one of our stops was New Jersey. And then we kept going down the coast. stop.
And when we stopped in New Jersey, they had Smiley the frog waiting for
Yeah,
us.
they know that trash barrel they had there was a frog. Looked just like a Smiley,
I know.
right?
And we were laughing about that.
So that was kind of cute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Let's see. Okay, so I get that. Just trying to fix something here on the computer. Okay, so what we do is once we get too tired, we pull into a welcome center. We used to stop in rest areas and welcome centers. That now we found that the welcome centers are well lit.
Yeah.
They have security walking around. Bathrooms open 24 hours. So it was a much more comfortable situation to just to get a few hours sleep, right?
Yeah. And I bring my pillow and my blanket, so I'm nice and cozy warm.
It is nice and cozy in there, yeah.
Yep.
So that takes us usually about 30 hours, wouldn't you say? Finally arrived at the last welcome center, which is the Florida one.
Yeah, yay.
We usually get there around 11 at night. So we've been going back and forth if we should just stay there. That's 4 hours from, excuse me, that's 4 hours from Kissimmee.
Yes.
So we've been stopping there like 11 at night and getting a few hours sleep and then getting down to Kissimmee early in the morning because you can't get into a hotel in the middle of the night. This time we decided to go down and we actually crashed in the parking lot of, was it Margaritaville?
Margaritaville, yeah. And again, we felt very safe there. It was a hotel. So beautiful hotel and, lots of lights and activity, and we just crashed there.
Right.
So I felt safe. That's important.
Yeah, no, that's the biggest thing. This is doing something funny. Okay, well. All right, so we're now in Florida. We had a whole day because it was early in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
We ate at Denny's, if I remember, and then
we did eat at Denny's.
And then one of the reasons we go down early, which we probably won't do next year because now we've covered it all, is we like to see the holiday decorations and lights.
Oh yeah, that was so cool seeing Magic Kingdom, having the Christmas tree up and the wreaths, and I really enjoyed seeing the Christmas balloons too.
Right, but you're ahead of us there. We're basically the first day, if you remember, we're trying to kill time because we had to check into a regular hotel. So we just went to the resorts. So we went to the Polynesian, we went to the Grand Floridian.
That's right. That's right.
And I think the Contemporary, and looked at all their decorations.
Yeah, they're all beautiful.
They all have their gingerbread houses. They all have their lights and decorations. So that was quite beautiful. And the big Christmas trees, of course.
Yeah.
Then we went about 3 o'clock or so. We found a hotel. We hadn't had one reserved because we didn't know we were going to get down there that early. So we went to the Comfort Inn.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this hotel. They had a lovely breakfast there.
And what are your thoughts on the Comfort Inn, the overall hotel?
Oh, I just commented. I said it was a lovely hotel and with a nice breakfast.
So that one, we basically just looking for a place to sleep, a clean place. And that's the irony of that was it was within walking distance of our first Airbnb.
Yeah.
We didn't realize that at the time.
I didn't realize how close it was. But it's nice. I mean, a lot of the hotels don't offer a variety of breakfast foods, and this one did. So I was impressed by that.
Right. So, like you said, the room was adequate. The room was comfortable. It had was it a micro fridge? It was a microwave. Yeah, micro fridge. And it had a very nice breakfast.
Yeah.
With some hot foods.
Yeah, very nice.
Okay. And then we moved over after 3 days there. We moved over to the, what was the name of that? The
Cane
first
Island?
Airbnb? Cane Island Resort was our first
Airbnb that we rented for the first month, right?
We rented that for 1 month, right? And this had good and bad. We have never stayed in the Airbnb that was bad.
No, we have been very lucky. We have no complaints of any of the Airbnbs that we've stayed at.
This one was big, the biggest one we stayed at on this vacation.
Very good size.
Was it 2 bedrooms, right?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Full kitchen, balcony overlooking the pond.
Yeah, it was very pretty.
It had a pool which I wanted to go into, supposedly heated, to try it out. This is in January, remember? But We never made it to the pool.
No, it was a little cool in January. There weren't anybody swimming in the pool. I mean, a couple of kids, and I questioned how the water was, and they said it was cold.
Yeah.
They were swimming in it anyway. So, yeah, we didn't venture into the pool because of the weather.
And this gets us into basically why we went down for 4 months. Now, previous 2 years was 3 months, right? This is
It
4.
was. This is the first time we stayed for.
And we'll probably return to 3 months next year.
Probably.
The whole reason we went down was we decided to give a shot. We were supposed to work at Disney, and that fell through for the second year in a row at the last minute. So we decided just to splurge and buy an annual pass.
Yeah, it was exciting. I was so excited to do this.
And we wanted to get our money's worth out of
Yeah,
it. So
absolutely.
we figured we'd spend the 4 months really doing Disney to death this year.
And we did. We achieved our goal.
We took away from other things that we were going to see. We did 3 things really in these 4 months. We did Disney to death.
Mhm.
We did work to give kids the world.
We did, yeah.
And pool time.
Yes.
That was the 3 things. We didn't really.
So it was a
exclude.
nice balance of play and volunteer work and pool time.
Now we've been asked, is it worth it? Okay, we found the break-even point, if you're now the state, is 12 visits.
Yes.
And that does not include the $30 or 25, maybe it was for parking, 25 or 30. So you get that for free. We don't count that because say someone's down there, they flew down, they bought the pass. It wouldn't be spending that money anyways. Just for the park admittance, we figured 12 days was a break even. And the fun thing with this was that a lot of the festivals and stuff down there had concerts.
Yes. The Flower and Garden Show, which John always wanted to go, had concerts, which was a bonus. Well, even the Festival of the Arts had the Broadway concerts as well. So yeah, both festivals had concerts.
They all had something going on at Epcot almost the whole time we were there.
Yep.
So we could go in even at night, just watch a concert.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have to spend the whole day. Nancy is more of a late sleeper, so it accommodated. Instead of going rope drop to close, we went in. Geez, I think the average is around 12 to 1, to 1, maybe 1 o'clock in the afternoon, right? Every day.
Yeah,
Every
that was a bonus to me because we didn't have to get there at rope drop. So I really liked the casualty of going in later.
So if you have questions on how the annual pass works or the benefits or disadvantages of it for another state, you can email us at j&ntravels@yahoo.com or make a comment below, and we'll get back to you on any more details that you'd like to know about this. It does give you certain discounts on merchandise, certain restaurants, not fast food restaurants.
Yeah.
Different things like that. And I think even room discounts if you're flying in.
Now, John mentioned that the break-even point was 12 visits, but we well exceeded that.
Well, yeah, I guess I should mention that. We
went 40 times.
Yeah, 40 times.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
And we're going to have, just for the fun of it, people that are in the analytics, I'll have some numbers up on our Facebook page on how many times we did each park.
And then another bonus part about it, we had friends coming down to Disney World, and it's nice that you say, yeah, when you're there, let us know. We'll just bop over to the park that day.
Right.
And that was a lot of fun too. So it was fun meeting people inside the park. People that live down there that we could just meet.
Right.
Or friends from our hometown that we could just meet.
Yeah, it is a great meeting point, and that's what we're going to miss next year, because I don't think we'll do it next year. We're thinking of doing the Universal Pass, but we want to visit a few different things, so we probably won't get it next year. And
we really did get our fill of Disney World. We really, really did. And I'll always love Disney World. So maybe not next year, but the following year we'll go back to it.
And that is definitely a great meeting point.
It is.
Okay, and then as we moved on.
Yeah, I really enjoyed seeing the decorations at Magic Kingdom.
Well, that was the other reason. Like I said, we went down early. We combined it with, we told you we did the resort decorations before we get in the parks. Our first day in the parks was actually on New Year's Day, right? We went in.
Yeah.
And the first park, Nancy always likes to do Magic Kingdom. So that was the first and last park we did.
Yeah.
But the big thing with this is our first time ever being in the parks for the Christmas decorations. So we hit all 4 parks within a week. Actually, our first 4 visits were 4 different parks.
Yeah.
so that we could enjoy all the decorations inside. And they were gorgeous decorations everywhere. So that was well worth it too. So we accomplished a couple things with that, right?
Yep.
And and then we had, this was dumb luck. Remember, we bumped into the characters. You were posing with the characters outside the Country Bear Jamboree.
Yeah.
And we did not realize that they were closing that down for a refurbishment.
And we hadn't seen this show in years. I think the last time we saw the show was when our kids were very small. We hadn't seen it in a long time.
So we weren't necessarily going to go.
Yeah, we figured, why not? We're going to see everything we can.
And we lucked out because people were going there left and right as the week went on to catch the last show.
Yeah, so it was great. And then the characters coming out was bonus.
Right. Okay, and then let's see. I guess we should get into our first thing with Give Kids the World. Give Kids the World is an great organization down there that pays in for a complete cost for a family to come down of someone in the family that some child in the family that's terminally ill, right? So
terminally ill or critically ill.
Right.
Yes.
So basically, they were always looking for volunteers. We signed up at the tail end of last year, and this year we did the full season, the full 4 months. We hadn't been down there during the Christmas season. It's got an incredible set of lights and
the lights were donated by was it Disney or Universal?
All the major theme parks donate a display, and Disney, you're right, Disney, I think they said donated 1 million lights or something like that.
Yeah, it was incredible. We have a video of that. You'll have to check it out because it's incredible.
But so that was great. We got to experience all the decorations and all the stuff there for our first day in the park. And we will touch on the different jobs that we did at Give Kids the World.
Yep.
There were many of them. I'll put together a list at some point. Probably put that up on Facebook too. But just some of them were very unique and interesting. Yeah. So we're hoping to meet up with a few YouTubers this year. And it actually turned out to be a bigger year than we thought, right?
Oh, my gosh. Yes, it did.
So our first meetup was on actually very soon after we got there. We checked into a place on the 1st, and our first meetup was on the 6th. So we basically had Billy J, Captain Billy J, over from his YouTube site, and his friend came along, Danny, and then we had Mark from the I don't know why I'm gagging here. Mark from the Cruise World, and he has a new site called Explore the Parks. Let's see.
Now, Billy was in the area because he just got off a cruise.
Right.
Yeah, so it was kind of good timing.
I always think he's close because he's right.
No, he's not. He's in Pensacola, but he just got off a cruise, so he was in the Orlando area. So
right. So they came over for lunch one day, and then we drove over to All-Star Sports
Resorts,
and Griswold's vacay. Danny Griswold was there with his 2 boys, and we met up with them and had a great time walking around and talking to them.
It was fun.
So that was a good first week.
Yeah, it was fun for us going to All-Star Sports. We had stayed there years and years ago, so it was fun seeing it again.
And Danny was there for, I think, 5 days with his 2 boys, and we actually hung out with him at least 3 out of the 5 days. We had a cute little adventure where we're hanging out, talking in the Mexican pavilion, and both of our phones went off with a tornado one.
I know, that was funny.
So what better, safer place to go from a tornado?
The winds picked up and the rain came down, but luckily no more than that.
Well, what safer place than the pavilion, right?
I know, really.
Let's see. Then we went on, and this is kind of to point out, this is a tail end. Last year we had done the 50th anniversary, and this year it was a tail end of the 100th. Remember that?
I have my 50th pin right here.
Oh, yeah. Nancy's got her pin. You can't see it, but Nancy's got a hat full of pins.
Yes, and I bought a 50th pin to celebrate.
Now, the other thing is we did a couple days where we got away from the parks. This is something different. You like to hike. You've been wanting to do place called Shingles Creek.
Yeah.
So they did that
I
one
like
day.
short hikes. This is an easy short hike, and it was great.
So we did that one day, and then and actually one of the newer attractions that we had never gone in, it was the Moana. Remember the water
That was
attraction?
beautiful, and it was so pretty lit up at night too.
So that was the first time on that one, and that's just a walkthrough.
Yeah.
Very interesting walkthrough.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of people complaining that that the some of the water things weren't working. We didn't run into that, but
yeah.
So let me just take a quick second here to go into the chat here. Maxwell Smart, thank you for coming in.
Hi, Maxwell.
Welcome home, J&N. Thanks. We're glad to be here, I guess.
Yeah.
Janice Gregory, thank you for coming in.
Janice.
And Carnival Cruise Addicts, thank you very much, guys.
As much as I love Florida, and I do, it's nice to be home. Our adult children live in the same town as us, so it's hard being away.
So now, Nancy, we had our first involvement with the art festival. If you remember that, we love the art festival, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
We have a podcast talking about the art festival. We have a video talking about the art festival. So we won't go into great details, but basically, lots of beautiful pieces of Disney art.
Oh yeah.
Food to taste, right?
Yeah.
And what was the entertainment? How would you describe it?
It was Disney on Broadway, so that was very interesting. Musicians singing, songs from Little Mermaid or Aladdin, Mary Poppins.
All right. Carnival Cruise Addicts, thank you very much for that super chat. We vastly appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Let's see where I lose off here. Okay, so that was a festival. So, like I said, we have that in two different places. So we won't keep you on here listening to the festival again. But that is a great take, and never done it. First time.
No, first time.
Would
Loved
love
it.
to do it again.
Oh, yeah, would love to do it again. Yeah.
There was also a band at the same festival. Used to do a lot of opera stuff. Not opera.
No, I said Disney on Broadway.
Disney on Broadway type of stuff, which was the actors from the actual Broadway shows that performed songs.
Yes, the actors from the Broadway shows like The Little Mermaid, Mary Poppins, Aladdin, that performed those songs.
At the American Pavilion.
Yeah.
But they also had the smaller venues around Epcot. There was one group from Canada in the Canada Pavilion called Raffi, right?
Yeah.
That we liked a lot.
They were very good. Yeah.
Okay. And then we only did 4 lives when we were down there. 6 is a little. Okay. And this. So one of the lives we did was at the boardwalk. We love to resort hop.
Oh, yeah.
So what we did is I'm trying to think of how we did this. So we parked it this day. I don't know if we did it that day or we took the gondola, but we basically walked completely around the boardwalk on both sides and explored it, did a live of it. If you're interested to see what the boardwalk looks like, you can watch that.
Yeah, it's a nice walk. It's such a pretty, pretty walk. I love doing that walk.
We also, for a day out of the park, plus Nancy likes to try and collect some of the keychains of the characters, we hit the flea market, and some of the flea markets down there right on 192 have food trucks now.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for something different, this one had over 50 food trucks.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another one that has food trucks on the same road on 192. I think this one was across from Old Town, maybe.
Yeah.
Then we hit the parks. Besides seeing Danny Griswold, the YouTuber, 3 times, we went to the park several times with Mark from the Cruise World. And that was a lot of fun. He's moving down there permanently. Him and his wife are finally down there. I think they finally moved down there.
They did. They moved down already.
And they're off on a cruise right now. So it was great just hanging out with some of these YouTubers.
I know, and having an annual pass made it easy to hook up with everybody. We just made a date as to what time they were going to head into the park, and we'd say, we'll meet you there.
Kind of Cruise Addicts loves the food trucks.
Oh, do you? Yeah.
It's funny. We didn't do a lot of the food trucking. They look good, but whenever we get to that area,
Yeah.
we had to go to a Chinese buffet at lunch.
Oh yeah.
That was like our attraction.
Yeah, we had some nice Chinese buffets around here, but after COVID, they closed down.
Some other YouTubers we met up in the parks was Don from the Hitchhiking Bones. Also, Russ from What in the World with Russ, both Disney YouTubers who happen to be down there. Russ lives locally, and Don flew over from Texas. So we got I think we hooked up on at least 2 days. Right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
In fact, we closed Epcot with them one night, right?
I think that we did. We saw the fireworks with them, which was really fun.
Oh, that was great. I forgot about that. They were nice enough to call us and invite us over. They had
they're great seats.
They commandeered some seats right in one of the countries that looked right on to the show. So that was
they had dinner or lunch or dinner there and at the restaurant, and they just stayed there because it was great seats, and they invited us to join them.
Right.
So it was great.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like I said, as this is chronological, so I throw in different give the kids a world that are unusual. On this day of the 3rd of February, we got this is a very hard spot to get there.
Oh yeah, everybody wants to work here.
What is it called?
It's the Starlight
ice cream shop.
Henry's Starlight Ice Cream Cafe, I believe.
And Henry's the owner, right? The guy who started this.
Henry Landworth is the one who started Give Kids the World. Yes, he was a hotel owner.
Yeah, over on the coast.
Yeah, over
Space
on
Coast,
Cocoa Beach area.
And without going into the whole story, he basically got very friendly with the astronauts over there, and they were trying to pilot some kind of a program like to Give Kids the World. And they still to this day, they're big supporters.
They are, yeah.
In fact, you'll see some great pictures on the inside of this.
It's a very it's a very interesting story about how he started Give Kids the World. If you ever have a chance to read it, it's Henry Landworth.
Then we were moving into our second condo. So we just finished the first one, which was for 1 month.
Mm-hmm.
What we did is 4 months, and we spent them at each month a different condo, except for this one. This one we moved into. It's called the Blue Heron. If you're interested in this, look at some of our reviews online, videos. We stayed there for a month last year, and then we came back and stayed 2 in Tower 2, which this is the one we're in for 2 months. And then we moved over to Tower 1 for our last one. This was on the first month was on what floor were we on? The 5th?
We're on the 5th and Tower 2 the first month, and then we moved up to Tower 7 on the, floor 7 in Tower 1. Last year we were in Tower 1 on the 10th floor, and it was a great spot to see the launches.
Right.
Several launches last year that we had a chance to see.
Yeah, the advantage of this, which is probably drawing us back there next year, from the front of your room, you just walk out your front door, you can watch the Epcot fireworks and the Disney fireworks.
Yeah.
From your balcony on the other side, you can, if SeaWorld shoots them off, you can see them. We did see one display from a wedding. There's a wedding pavilion out there.
I was going to say, if you're lucky, you might be able to see fireworks from a wedding display, for a wedding celebration that's down the street at Paradise Cove.
And as Nancy had said, you can see any launch that goes off.
Yeah, so lots of interesting things.
Which we recorded a few of those over the last couple of years, but it's just something being able to see.
Yeah, and then the jet skis that go around Lake Bryan, and the different paddle boards and different other watercrafts.
Well, we've yet to figure out how people can be doing this with alligators in the water.
There are alligators in the water. Just ask the fisherman that we met up with last year.
Took his whole rod in,
that ruined his whole rod. So they're out there. Yeah, I don't know how those paddle boarders do it. The jet skis I can see because they're going fast, but the paddle boards, I don't know.
Right.
Or the kayaks, I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. The paddle boards, especially standing up there.
Yeah, and they're slower. I mean,
right.
Yeah.
Then it was the arrival. Our kids came down last year for a
Yeah.
week. They came down again this year.
Yeah, that
Always,
was wonderful.
always a lot of fun. So they
It
arrived
is.
on the 3rd of February.
Yeah, we stayed a week.
We took our traditional ride around in the monorail.
Yeah.
And then went back. This is the day they arrived. Went back to the condo. Then the very next day, they surprised us with a gift of tickets to the Hoop-de-Doo.
Oh, that was a blast. Yeah, I always wanted to do the Hoop-de-Doo, so I'm glad we got to do that. And what a better way to do it than with our 2 adult children.
Right. And what that is, if no one's ever taken it, this show's been around forever.
Oh, it has, yeah.
And it's kind of a Western theme.
Yeah.
They have their dancing, they have their jokes,
Yeah,
they have
it's
their
funny.
instrument playing.
Yeah, it's very fun. It's all you can eat barbecue, was it?
Yeah.
We had barbecue chicken, or was it?
Well, it's held on Fort Wilderness, which is
Yeah.
a campground Disney.
Yeah.
So what we did is we parked at, I can't remember where we parked. It might have been at the boardwalk. No, not the boardwalk. Polynesian or something. And then we took the boat from there
Yes, that's what we
over
did.
to, so that way we could do a little bit resort hopping.
Yeah.
And walked around on, if you are going to do this, I put out a video with about 5 things that we learned the hard way. You might want to just listen to that before you go, if you're getting tickets for that. So we did that, and like Nancy said, I thought it was very good, right?
Yeah,
Fried
I thought
chicken,
it was very good.
ribs, cornbread,
Yeah, cornbread was delicious. Yeah.
baked beans, probably, right?
Baked beans were good, coleslaw.
And your drinks were included.
Drinks were included, beer and
soda, beer. What's that other one there? The wine and sangria.
Sangria. It was very good. It was
and mac and cheese also.
Yeah,
so,
mac and cheese was great. I thought everything was great.
Right.
Yeah, the service was a little slow. We had to wait for your drinks. So
yeah,
I would suggest ordering to it.
I thought it was.
Once.
I thought it was a little sneaky, and I learned that. I actually learned that very quickly there.
Yeah.
Order 2 drinks at once.
2 drinks
because
at once.
if you don't, you're gonna get 1 drink all night.
Yeah. So
I think
even
we
though
got 3 out of it.
all you can drink, but you got to order a good amount at once.
And you got to flag them down.
Yeah,
so.
you got to flag them down. But we got the drinks that we wanted, so we did all right.
Right.
Yeah.
Next day, which was the 5th of February, we went to Disney Springs.
Yeah.
Took the boat over to Port Orleans.
Yeah, I like that.
And had, what are those Mickey shaped?
Beignets. They were
right.
delicious, and they give you a choice of ganache or caramel sauce. I think we got one of each.
Yeah. So that was very good. We'll
Yeah.
do that. We'll probably do that each time we go.
Yeah.
It's a nice little treat.
Yeah, we all enjoyed them. We've had them before, and we knew they were very good, and we wanted to make sure our kids got a chance to taste them.
Yeah. Then the kids were lucky enough to get to do the tail end of the festival of the arts. So we went in the parks.
Yeah, it was a tail end.
We did 2 parks with them, right?
Yeah. They chose Epcot and Animal Kingdom.
Okay, right. So
this was a Christmas gift from us to our kids. So that's why there was only 2 parks involved. So they chose Animal Kingdom and Epcot.
Right. And because Epcot still had the festival going on, they got to experience that too.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Yeah, it was. It was very good. They got to experience that.
Then they, as we walked them out into the elevator, into the parking lot, they had very sad looks as they were flying out. That week went by fast.
It did. It went by so fast. There was more things I wanted to do, but we got a lot done. We had a great time, and I'm so glad they got to enjoy Disney because they're like us. We grew up with Disney. We all went to Disney a lot, and it was nice that they can still enjoy it as adults.
So we moved into Valentine's Day, and what do we do on Valentine's Day, Nancy?
So because we're volunteers at Give Kids the World, they had a special Valentine's Day volunteer breakfast, which was very nice.
Right.
And they had music. They had a piano player. It was really good.
And the characters.
Yeah, it was very nice.
What are the 2 bunnies' names? You remember what they were called?
Mary and Mary's one of them. I don't know what the second one's name is.
Okay.
Mayor.
I don't even remember their names. I
Okay.
couldn't even remember the dogs, and they're the ones that are real popular. Remember?
Yeah, I think Mary is one of them, but I can't remember.
Not important. Just want to see if you remember, so I could. Another one of the I say unusual, but I guess every spot on Give Kids the World that we did was unusual, except maybe considered the cafeteria.
Yeah.
On this day, we worked at a place called Noah's Nook. Noah's Nook is a snack bar at the main pool.
Yeah, I really like Noah's Nook a lot.
That was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Now, the pool is a big pool. It's heated. It's got some water things there that squirt out.
Yeah, water fountains, whatever you want to call them.
The giant movie screen
Yeah, they
for
have
the
a giant
kids.
movie stand. They have a book that the guests can request a certain movie. As long as we have it, they request it,
Right.
we'll put it on for them. They'll put it on for them, right?
Yes. The other thing is you're in charge of the swimming hole there, so people can come up, families can come up and ask for rods,
Yes.
which you get for them and you return them. Snack bars, hot dogs and nachos and slushies were my favorite.
Yeah,
of
so
course.
they have like a little area where the kids and the adults can go fishing. But they had to close it one time because of an alligator.
Yeah, they were closed the second time we worked at
Yeah,
Noah's.
we didn't know it was closed. Right. And it's like somebody wanted a fishing rod and you couldn't get the door open. You didn't know it was closed,
Right.
and found out they closed it because of an alligator
sighting. Yep. So that was one of our fun. I think we worked this 3 times during our stay down there. The next day we had some friends come down. This is the 24th. We jumped up to the 24th of February.
Yeah.
Some friends from home.
Yeah.
It's Eric and Shelley, and they actually came with their 2 boys and significant others.
Yeah, and their grandchild.
Baby, right? Yeah, grandchild. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We just met them in Epcot and walked around. And
yeah, it was a lot of fun. Saw the fireworks with them as well.
Did we? Okay.
Yeah, we did. We saw them at the China Pavilion.
We did a little bit of dabbling here and there. Nancy's favorite characters, if anyone knows, is Pooh, Olaf, Piglet, and Groot for some reason.
I love those characters.
They had actually a meet and greet with Olaf, so we waited in line and get a picture with Olaf for him.
I had to get another Olaf keychain because mine broke, so that's where they have them. Disney.
One of the big things with the festivals is they have these gorgeous topiaries. How many were there? Like 17
I think
or
there's
14?
30 of them.
The topiaries, really?
Yeah, I have a booklet that lists them all in the back. I think I counted 30.
Well, we do have every picture of these is up on Facebook. If you are curious what the different topiaries are, take a look at that.
Mm-hmm. Each festival they give you a little booklet, which is nice because it lists the shows, like with the Broadway shows, the Disney on Broadway. Who's singing what from what show. So if you're into the Little Mermaid, you can just look it up and say, "Oh, I want to see those singers because I want to hear the Little Mermaid songs." And then the shows from the Festival of the Arts. That was the one booklet. And then the second booklet was from the Flower and Garden Show, which listed all the topiaries on the back and all the food items.
Well, the 3 big things. Buy. This is now the Flower and Garden Show. We completed which was shorter than usual, I heard, the art festival. At this one, the 3 big things was the flowers. They had these little islands in the middle of the water that had plants and flowers on them. They had the butterfly pavilion.
Yeah, that was nice.
Gorgeous flowers everywhere, birdhouses, all that kind of stuff. Then the other thing was the topiaries, which were tremendous. And the third thing was the concert series.
Yeah, I love that. That was just so awesome. I really enjoyed them. I mean, they performed a half-hour show and 3 times an evening. So if you didn't catch the first show, you could catch the second or the third, or you could see all 3.
And they were bands that we grew up with, so it was a lot of fun. Chicago, Yellow,
Rick Springfield.
So a lot of the great things.
Oh, the Pointer Sisters, they were really good. There's only one Pointer Sister left, but the 2 singers with her, one is her daughter, and the other one is her niece, I believe. They were great. I really enjoyed them. Jody Messina. Flock of Seagulls and Modern English. Yeah, there were a lot.
So then we thought we were over with it, but we actually got to meet up with some other YouTubers. We met up with Jeff and Angela from There's a dream. Where are they?
I think he's tired. I think 9 o'clock's a bad night. time to do this.
Okay. Jeff and Anna was from Diz Our Dreams. That was funny because we were trying to hook up with them a few times and never could. And then just by coincidence, one day we bumped into them.
Yeah, that was really fun.
We met up with Carlos from the Disney Freak.
Yep. Disney
And
World Freak.
Disney World Freak, right. We also met up with Ron and Meredith from the Do Philly crew.
Yeah, we saw the Chicago concert with them. That was fun.
Yeah. Then again, one of our hangouts was at Club Cool. We'd always hit that every time. That was the most visited spot every time we went to Epcot.
It was.
And we just had to bump into. We were with Mark.
We were with Mark
at Epcot.
Yeah.
And we bumped into Russ again from what's Russ's
What in the World with Russ.
We bumped into
Dean the Turkey Legster.
Dean the Turkey Legster, right, and Mike Wheeler.
Mike Wheeler, yep.
So that was great, talking to them for a while. So we saw quite a few, met up with quite a few people, friends and YouTubers and stuff like that, right?
We did. We really did. Yeah, it was fun.
So we didn't keep count yet, right? I didn't figure out how many, but there were at least 10 different concerts that we saw, right?
Yeah, we saw quite a bit. Yeah, I would say that many. This is Jason Chef from Chicago.
So the other thing was we spent the other side of the coin. So there were 3 things we did: give kids the world, Disney World, and also the pool. And we met some friends. We had really a cluster of, we had Howard and Betty from Canada. We had Dennis and Chris from Michigan. We had from New York was Kim and Chris, right?
Yeah.
And Bob, who was Bobby from? She was Canadian.
She's
also, right?
Ontario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was a cluster of us that went down there and planned to meet back down there again. It was a lot of fun meeting up with people.
Yep.
We also got a visit from another friend of ours, a ex-co-worker, who's a good friend. We took a cruise with them last year.
Yeah.
Phil and Susan, they came down. They spent a week. We spent a day at our place.
Mm-hmm.
We spent a day. We went in and did a little resort hopping and visited the eggs and at the Grand Floridian, Easter eggs, right?
The Grand Floridian, yeah.
And spent the day at their place.
Yeah. It was nice.
And the eggs, if you've never been there, we went on March 18th, but if you've never been there, you should try and fit into your schedule. It's not huge.
Worth seeing, yeah.
It's not huge.
It's free too.
Dozen or so eggs, maybe, but they're very nicely decorated.
Yeah. Beautifully decorated, yeah.
And we did that, like I said, with Phil and Sue, and did a little bit of resort hopping, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know if did we take the monorail that day to go around? We did take some people on the monorail and go inside Epcot just through the monorail so they could see the flowers.
Yeah.
Not sure if we did that with them or not.
We did that with Susan and Phil.
Okay.
We did.
All right. Let's see. And then on the 8th of April, we did what did we do? Okay, so then 8th of April we did the eclipse.
Yeah, we were volunteering at Give Kids the World, and we were fortunate to have the eclipse glasses, so that was cool.
And they handed them out there, so
we did that
before our shift. I think we're actually doing it right.
Before our shift, so that was great.
Right,
I got to see that.
Another thing I did not mention is we did nightly. When we were on the cruise ship, Phil and Sue got us involved in cards, which we don't usually do.
We don't usually play cards, but they taught us a card game called Pitch, and that was a lot of fun.
And then at the condo, Chris and Dennis got us involved in another card game, which we're still not 100% sure what the name is. I think it's
called 65.
65?
Yeah.
On the 12th of April, now we're getting towards the end of our days at the parks, we did the Cali River raft for the first time in Animal Kingdom.
This was interesting.
It was closed most of the time we were there.
It was, yeah.
The thing broke down. we were stranded about halfway through the ride, and they had to get, there were 3 of rafts that had broken, that were jammed up.
Yeah.
They had to drain the water out.
They did, yeah.
And then come out to the rafts, put a step ladder, and walk us out.
Yep.
And it was funny because I wanted to get video to make a video of it, and I had to do it very quietly because continuously yelling at us, no video. Not sure what the reasoning from that is. I'm sure it's a liability thing, but that was kind of interesting.
Yeah. So we never got to go on it. Almost. Came close.
Another fun thing was we ran the carousel at Give Kids a
Yeah,
Whirl.
that was one of my favorites too, to do that. I really enjoyed that. I mean, it was fun to see the kids' face as they go around. They loved it. And they can go around as many times as they want.
Right.
And even if they're in a wheelchair, they have a way to go on.
Right.
Yeah.
Way to get on there.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun. We'll do all these next year, and I'd like to throw a few other things. Some of the stuff we did, to mention it, was I drove the shuttle. That's like an extended golf course. It brings people around.
Yeah.
We ran the castle together. That's a castle where they have a presentation. They put a child's gold star on the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
And you also do a pillow ceremony for the children when they come in. We did in the cafe, we served food. We served hut side was one, your wraps, your salad bar, and pizza. Those were all things we did.
Pizza,
even bussed once. At one shift, they did the bus boy.
Yeah, we did drinks one time.
Right, one did drinks. Let's see, what are some of the other things? I'd like to work where the other rides are in some of the games, but we never did work that.
No, we didn't do that. Movie theater, we didn't do that.
So there's Noah's Nook.
We did the ice cream shop once.
Yeah, so a lot of variety.
Yeah, there's a gift shop too you can volunteer to work into as well.
And I am debating possibly doing the character program next year. So we'll see how that thing goes.
There's a cookie cart that I don't think we'll ever get to, but see if maybe by luck we can get.
That's a high demand one,
high demand cookie cart. Yeah, you go up and down the streets and serve cookies.
So cookies and hot chocolate or lemonade. Yeah.
And they always have characters. They always have theme nights too, which was cool.
Every night's
you can sign up to do a party, I guess. Like if they had a kids party and they needed more people.
Yeah, there's so many different jobs.
Because I think Monday is always Halloween. I'm going to get this wrong, but they have Halloween night. They have Christmas. I forget some other ones, but they always have something going on.
So we finished out, like I said, Pooh was one of Nancy's favorites. So we found the spot, the secret room. Was it Christopher Robin's bedroom?
Yeah, that was cool.
Got a private picture with Pooh there. So we now had Pooh when we had Olaf.
And I had Piglet.
And we got Piglet was just hanging out once at
Epcot.
So the only one we didn't get was Groot. We did get one by his topiary, but I don't think they actually have a character for him.
And I didn't see Rabbit too. I don't have Rabbit or Tigger.
And we took a couple friends on a resort hop, which was a lot of fun. And one of the resorts was the Polynesian. We happened to just bump into Mickey after Mickey and Stitch. Right after a character lunch.
Yeah, so
and
we
got the pose
out.
and pictures with that too.
Yeah, Hawaiian Mickey here.
Yeah. So
I should say Polynesian Mickey.
Right. So that was a lot of fun. The other thing that was out of the ordinary, and we did this towards the end, it was part of the same day we went on the resort hop, is Nancy
was awesome.
There was a chapel. Remember they told us, we were very shocked. It was like 6 or 7 places they do weddings on. Yeah. But the most beautiful one is a chapel that's on a little island right next to Grand Floridian.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a gate and a bridge to get onto the chapel. We've tried to get in there several times, and someone told us the only way you can do that is you got to time it right when they're not crowded, and they might take you out there.
Because when our kids came down, we wanted to go into it, but there were too many weddings that day. She said, "Oh, I'm sorry, there's like 5 weddings today," so she couldn't open it for us to tour it.
But the timing happened to be perfect because we went over. I went in and asked, and she was more than willing to come in. She gave us a complete tour, just the 4 of us. You go into the bathrooms are very fantasy-like, right? The mirrors and all that stuff, and they have the infinity mirror that
that's what they called it, the infinity.
But remember the ones with the sketches like of the Cinderella's thing on the mirrors, and then you go into the chapel, and there's a big window right behind the pulpit, on the altar. And if you look through the window, you can see the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I didn't realize, but this glass in this window is magnifying glass.
Yeah.
So that the castle will look bigger.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So that was great, seeing that part. And then we walked around the grounds.
How many people?
They told me 250
really?
people for is a max you can do for a wedding.
250 people. Wow.
Right, is a max. So that was a lot of fun.
They really
that was
enjoyed
unexpected
it.
visit there.
Unexpected, yeah. I mean, we had seen this long time ago, so but to get a tour like she gave us, was a lot nicer because she opened up the bathrooms for us to see.
Yeah, it was in the room where the bride gets ready.
And where
everything,
the bride gets ready, which we had never seen before.
Our last day in the parks started like our first day. It had to be Magic Kingdom. We just happened to get a great picture. Nancy was posing with her ears, and in the background, just as they snapped the picture, the fireworks went off.
That was great
because of a show that was going on the stage. So
so that was a great picture.
All that,
yeah, I love the castle. That's my favorite park. I mean, I love Epcot very, very much, but I just love the looks of Magic Kingdom.
Right. On the Facebook page, I had asked people what the last character we saw in Florida was.
Did anybody guess it?
And everyone guessed Disney characters.
Yeah.
And they're all wrong. I mean, the last character was the beaver in Bucky's Beaver. It was Fort Lauderdale?
No, it was St. Augustine.
I mean, St. Augustine's, yeah. So the St. Augustine one, we went in, and for some reason he was hanging out there, and got a great picture
so
with
funny.
him.
We got to get a picture of him. So it was great. It was a Sunday, so maybe because it was a weekend. I don't know why.
Yeah, right. It
was crowded, of course.
Then we went home. Drove
31 hours.
Was it 31 hours going home? Okay. And we finally got home. We took a different route. Going down, we take 95 because we have a time where if you drive all night, we can be all the major cities for rush hour and end up in Richmond. So we do that going down. Don't know how to do that yet going home. So we always go inland when we hit South Carolina and hit the mountains a little bit, but we avoid all the big cities. And so a better ride, more peaceful ride. So that's what we did.
Well, we went
home.
right by our daughter's house, so we stopped at her house first. Before we went to ours, we stopped at our daughter's.
So that concludes the summary of our snowbirding. If anyone has questions, put them down below in the comments or email us. We'd be glad to go into more detail on any of this stuff. This is just a very rough overlook of the
another thing about staying till April, which was great, is that we didn't have any snowstorms on the way home like we did last year, because we left to go back to New Hampshire in March, and we had 2 snowstorms.
Well, and I guess
in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I guess we should say that is that we said we'd never do that again.
Right.
So even though we're going to cut it down probably to 3 months next year, what we're thinking of doing is just sliding the window over, going down the middle of January, come back.
Yeah, because we don't want to ever do that again. That was a little scary.
Yeah. So that way, it's probably worth going down, and watching the weather than trying to hit these storms that came out of nowhere.
They did. They came out of nowhere, and driving at night, and it was hard to see.
Right.
And then when we got to Vermont, we had to go through the mountains, and that was scary going through Route 9 through the mountains, and it was whiteout, slippery. But we won't do that again.
So that is our summary of our 4 months of snowbirding in 2024. Would now like to just talk a little bit shortly on what's going ahead in the future for our lives. We are going to start up our Sunday lives on May 19th. We're going to start it next week, but it was Mother's Day Sunday, so we're going to do the following one on the 19th. This will be every other Sunday at 4:00, just like we did last year. And we've talked to Tanisha, and she has graciously agreed to return. So the format's going to be the same.
I'm so glad she's going to be joining us again. It's a lot of fun when she joins. And
so the format will be the same. We will start our show off with Tanisha time, and we'll follow it with a trivia. Our same 2 games, Name This and Crap or Fact.
Yeah, I love that.
Possibly some other games or trivia if we come up with it. But it's a basic same layout as it was last year. Then we're also going to have our weekly live every Wednesday. So last year we were doing it every other Wednesday. We're going to do it every Wednesday. It's going to start at 12:15 noon plus 15, and that's going to start on the 15th. And we're going to try out a little different format. Is a lot of people will do the current news, but you have to do that every day.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is try and grab the top stories that we can fit in 30 to 45 minutes, maybe 6 stories of unusual travel news, something that's happening in the travel industry, out in the travel world, that's just not the typical norm.
Yeah.
That happened that week or is happening that week. And we're going to do those, and we're going to throw in one of our Rebus puzzles on each show to see if you guys can solve that. And these are going to be, basically, it's going to be called Unusual Travel News in under 45 minutes. So that's basically the pretense. It's going to keep it as close to 30 as we can, but we will not go over 45 minutes. So that's kind of a wrap up what we have planned. I hope people will tune in. And that's really all I have now. Nancy, is there anything else you want to add?
Nope. Just stay young and have fun. And please join us in the future. We really appreciate it.
So we'd like to thank everyone for coming in. Thank people in replay. Special thanks to Carnival Cruise Addicts for your super sticker.
Yes. Thank you again.
And let me do this as we say goodbye.